and welcome back to another episode of I Can Do This All Day. I'm Dan, the part-time Avenger. It's 2025, and that is Mark the Resident Jedi.
Hello there again. We all survived Y2K25. Yeah. 25 years since we all thought we were going to die, but we turned off our computers for no reason. We're still living in the past. We're still waiting for good things to happen, but I think there's going to be more good things this year in 2025. And that's why we're here today to talk about what you can
But,
expect and what we're excited about for the coming year.
but before we do that, let's live in the past just a little bit longer. So I want to give kudos to our 2024 and what we did. Oh, this is going on our third full year of everything. And we did a lot of lists for our podcast episodes in 2024, more so than all of the other years combined. And you want to know why? Mark, why don't you tell them why?
Well, before we tell them why, I thought you'd want to give them a list of the lists, but we did so many lists because we couldn't list the number of good movies that came out last year. We can count them on one hand, probably. It was a down year. It's a down year for the good stuff. So we did a lot of lists.
I feel like the lack of good quality movies really made our podcast suffer in terms of trying to come up with something to come up with fresh every single week. But you know what? I will say that I can give them credit for that just because we got a chance to revisit some old school movies that were right up our alley, brought back some of those nostalgic feels, and we had a fun time talking about and a fun time watching those movies. Some of those movies were Hot Shots Part 2, Alien from 1979, Aliens, the sequel, and that's a pretty good small list of movies right there just in itself. Mark, what about you?
These were things that I hadn't seen yet. I hadn't seen either Alien movie, and now I've watched like 5 of them. So we definitely grabbed back and went back to some older stuff, and now we're rolling.
Did you see the new Alien Romulus?
It's on my list of to watch because it
All right.
just hit. Is it good?
I just watched it. I'm not going to say a word. But if
Maybe
you have seen
something
the
that
other
could,
ones, I guess you have to go see it now.
I guess so. It couldn't be any worse than Prometheus.
Yeah, so we totally did a lot of retro rewinds and I like doing those lists. I like going back to the well of some of the old movies that we really enjoyed and just revisiting. And we are a podcast kind of really centered around a lot of nostalgia. So I don't think that's going to stop. But one of the other great accomplishments that we did in 2024 is we celebrated 100 episodes. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Not many podcasts make it up to 100 episodes. So we are one of the few.
It just shows how we don't listen to the listeners when they tell us to stop. We don't care how many people listen. We just show up and we put it out there and y'all listen to it. All 39 of you.
And we're having fun. We're having fun right now.
Woo!
And so there are listeners worldwide. So obviously, predominantly since we're in the United States of America, we have a following here. But I want to just list off like a few of the countries from the 23 countries that have stumbled upon our podcast. So we've got some great fellow neighbors like Canada and Mexico, but we even have some of the other countries out there that are just kind of like, wow, I can't believe we reach that audience out there. But we got Iceland, Nigeria, Spain, Sweden. I mean, we've talked about their meatballs one time, but who would have thought that would have gotten us some listeners? South Africa, Austria, Dominican Republic, and Mark, your favorite, Albania. Can't forget about South Korea, North Korea. Maybe that'll be on our 2025 list to try and get someone to listen to that if they have podcasts in North Korea. I don't know. But Egypt is another one. So kind of a cool list. I'm pretty happy about that. I think it's pretty awesome that just a couple of guys that started this as another way to stay connected and just BS about movies. I think this is just kind of cool to have that reach.
I will say I'm disappointed about one thing. I'm disappointed that we didn't sweep the Greenland, Iceland connection. We've got Iceland, which is very nice, but Greenland that's covered in ice, we don't have it. We don't have it. But apparently
2025 goals.
that's goals. That's goals. People in India listen to us. They're our number two country. Screw you, Canada. We don't need you.
What anything else from 2024, the past year that we've done this that are standouts to you?
I think that one of the biggest standouts and one of the biggest haha moments was our crossover with another podcast, another first for us. We found a link out there. We did some crossover episodes and I had a great time with it. Another something that maybe we'll do more of in the coming year.
Yes, and for the record, so that's Devin and Dell over at the Level Down podcast. Shout out to you guys. We had such a good time recording our episodes. Unfortunately, my audio was shit, so I did not release it on our platform. They did release on theirs, and unfortunately, I am just, you know, I'm never really good to listen to anyways, but that one especially, it hurts. It hurts really
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
because
It
it's
just
just
shows that the editor of our podcast couldn't even get his equipment to function properly.
uh, well, that's 2024. Anything else? Anything else besides that? I'm glad that you shot that out. That's awesome.
I mean, I'm just glad that the bad movie year is over. I'm hoping that all new Marvel properties will be awesome. Um, that a new Star Wars will not get canceled with immediacy after it's released. Maybe DC will go back to making shit and Marvel can go back to the top. But as those who tuned into our award show know, the DC had the upper hand in 25, and I don't know that we're happy about that.
I'm okay as long as comic book movies and comic book properties continue to be made. Whether it's Marvel, whether it's DC, I prefer Marvel, but James Gunn, DC, and Warner Brothers is letting him cook. So let's see what type of dish he comes up with because the dishes he made for Marvel were pretty tasty. So I'm
How are
I'm
you
down
on
for some
like
DC.
if they don't do DC and Marvel, how are you on like Image? Like if they did an Exo Man of War movie, would you be down? Would
I
you watch it?
I don't know enough about them. That's the only thing. I would be open to it. I just don't know if I could give it a fair shot because I don't know the backstories and all the history there. So, am I opposed to it? No. It might take me a little bit more to warm up to, though.
I mean, what are you talking about? We could get the next Samaritan if they started to do Image comics. I
Yeah,
mean, we're gonna get the
Samaritan.
next Samaritan. Maybe
Supposedly.
this year, probably next year. But you know,
Sylvester Stallone and Samaritan, still one of our highest viewed episodes,
it's
and
still one of the worst movies we've ever watched.
might have been one of the most fun episodes that we've ever done, though. So
Oh,
at least it gave us that. But hey, why don't we go down month by month through 2025? Let's talk about some things that we're excited to see that's on the schedule, and we'll go from there.
yeah, no, I'm down, Dan. I'm down, and the year starts in January, and I'll tell you, the year doesn't start out very strong. When the biggest shout out that I see on the coming soons in January is Paddington in Peru. Um, I don't know, I don't know. Makes me want to watch Paddington 2 though. Maybe that'll be an episode soon. Who knows? Who knows? But there's still things for us to talk about. There's a Star Wars show that just wrapped up. I'm sure we'll talk about, and we'll get there, but not starting out with a bang in January. You see anything in January that's pulling your skirt up?
No, no.
That's
I'm
the
just gonna wait till February because there's some sweet ass movies in February, or at least I'm hoping they're gonna be sweet.
I mean,
But
Smurfs the musical comes out in February, so I know that you're stoked on that.
thoughts on Rihanna as Smurfette as opposed to Katy Perry?
I could give a shit about either one.
I could give a shit about the Smurfs, so I'm cool with that answer.
The only thing I want is Hank Azaria back as the terribly nosed Gargamel. If you remember the live action Smurfs, I was just like, oh, Hank Azaria, how far we've fallen since we did a poo.
Strange, strange. But coming in February, Captain America: Brave New World. Give me your thoughts. Are you looking forward
I'm
to it? What do you think?
I'm getting scared, my guy. I'm getting scared. I've rewatched a lot of Marvel lately, and as much as I enjoy Sam Wilson, I really hope he could carry a movie. I really like they
Yeah.
had to put Harrison Ford in it. I don't know. I don't have the best feeling about it. I don't. And I don't want to see like old Chris Evans in it. Like if they do that, like I don't know what they're gonna do. How do you feel? You got a lot of shields behind you. Does that mean that you're feeling it, or what do you
Notice none of those shields are Captain America Sam Wilson shields.
what's the difference?
It's the design around it. A little bit of additional aesthetics, if you will.
Oh,
But
now I have to
real
Google.
Cap fans would know. But yeah. No, I wanted to do well. I like Anthony Mackie as an actor, but I just don't know. He's played very well off of the other Avengers, off of Bucky, off of Baron Zemo, for God's sake. But I am hoping that his new Falcon, but I'm hoping that they have a really cool buddy cop dynamic and it works. Um, Bucky's not in it, so who's he going to play off of? He can't just be playing off of Harrison Ford the entire time, especially if he Red Hulks out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. According to rumors that they're going under reshoots, and I mean we're only well at the time this is being recorded, we're only a couple months away. So in terms of calendar year now, when you're listening to this, it's next month. Next month, and they're doing reshoots. So I don't
I
know.
mean, Valentine's Day. We could either love it or we could break up with it.
Well, I'll tell you something that's going to be awesome. Whether you want to see it or not, I'm definitely going to see this in the theaters. But Love Hurts with Ke Huy Quan, aka Short Round, aka Oscar winner. Oh my God. Have you seen the trailer for this movie?
I haven't yet. Are you gonna wear a Yankees hat to this movie?
No, I'm just going to wear my best ass kicking suit because he looks awesome and this movie looks great.
Mm.
A nice way and a nice follow up to his Oscar performance. Because yeah, he was great in Loki, but smaller character. He's the main in this one, and he kicks ass just based off of the trailer. So Love Hurts coming out in February. I might be more interested in that than Captain America: Brave New World.
With all the reshoots, I kind of feel you there, man. I'm concerned. I'm
I want it
concerned.
to be good. Marvel fans, I want it to be good.
When they
I have
gave
some
the Captain
reservations.
America suit the Gambit neck, I don't know.
We'll see. But what about what else in February are you looking forward to?
Um, yeah, not a lot awesome coming out in February. There's a few movies that are like maybes. But there's also some that I'm just like, why? Like there's another Bridget Jones Diary movie coming out.
Ugh,
Why?
God.
Why? Why do you do this? Why?
We just found our I just don't get it award winner right there.
I mean, there's a lot of those possibly in the next year. Minecraft, for one. I just don't get it. But that's
Yeah.
April. Before we get to April, we got to talk about March. March has some things going on a little bit, but March is not getting me out to the theaters. It looks like I'll be staying home to watch Daredevil Born Again and the new Russo brothers movie Electric State on Netflix. You won't see me in theater seeing live action Snow White.
Not your Snow White, Mark says. Oh,
Not are you?
yeah.
How are you on the live action thing that Disney's doing? They're like, we don't want to make new movies because everybody hates them. Let's make live action ones of things you've seen a billion times.
I don't care about Disney films. That's my problem. And I say
Yeah,
that like wholeheartedly. That's my problem.
means it. He means
I
former annual pass holder means it.
and current owner of Disney. No big deal.
Yeah,
But
one share.
yeah. Hey, it's like 60 something, but um yeah, I don't care about those movies because I never liked them as a kid. I respect them. I appreciate their entertainment factor, and there are movies that yes, I find very entertaining. Um but no, I don't I mean, you could live action claymation, whatever the fuck. I don't care. You base it off of Little Mermaid, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, whatever the fuck. I don't care.
Well, I mean, dude, there's a lot of live action stuff coming out this next year, right? There's Snow White, there's Lilo and Stitch, which I don't know how it could be better than the actual movie because the movie's pretty solid. How to Train Your Dragon is like shot for shot reshot in person. I don't know why. And aren't they doing Moana? After releasing Moana 2, they're going to release Moana 1, but with The Rock in a really big wig. And it looks like a bodysuit that makes him even bulkier than he is. Why? Why, Disney? Now it's just like, open the vault.
I think it is like more of a cash grab. Is like, hey, we need to capitalize while The Rock is still physically able and young to do this part.
I
I
mean,
think that's really what it is.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're gonna do like some Disney stuff, go to the stuff that could be a spectacle of CGI. Go to like your Treasure Planets, or what was the other one where it's all under the sea, like I don't
Oh,
remember.
Wakanda Forever.
No, that's funny. There is a Wakanda property coming out in 25. We'll get to that, but I feel like there's opportunities for some of those like middling movies that didn't quite hit with the animation audience because they were aimed a little higher as far as the writing, like Black Cauldron. That if you made a dark version of that movie and did it live action, like it could be a banger. I don't need
For
Snow White.
all the viewers looking at my face as Mark is talking, it's genuine disinterest because I have no idea what he's talking about. All these animated Disney things, no clue. Hey, that's okay.
Why are
I'm
why
that
are you the way that you are?
because I watched Terminator when I was 4. Okay? Enough said. But going down the calendar. So yeah, we've got some other ones that are going to be coming up. Um, Fast and Furious 11, if that is actually going to come out, maybe. Supposedly, like originally they went to Vin Diesel saying like, "Hey, can we do it as a three-parter?" And now I think that's out of the question. I think they're going to scale it back and trying to finish it up in maybe 2 movies, maybe one. Who knows? I don't even know if it's shot yet. I'm so confused with what's going to happen on this. But overall, Mission Impossible is definitely coming out. Final Reckoning. So that is going to be awesome. I'm
I
just going to
feel
say it
like
right now.
it's
It's going to be awesome.
it's
Haven't
it's
been
just,
disappointed in any of them since 5.
why do I have to wait so long? I just wanted it right there. It was
Yeah,
like Wicked for me, where it's like this huge hype train, and then it's like, please wait a year for the
more.
continuation, more than for the like, stop it.
Am I going to have to
Stop it.
travel to Chicago and watch the movie before and then we do a live podcast again for this?
I mean, we could do that again. Did we? Is that the one we did live?
That's the one we did. Well, not live, but we did it in person with each
Yes.
other for the first
Yeah.
time ever,
Yeah.
and the
No, we
only
could.
time ever.
The only time we can figure, maybe I have to fly to Florida.
Yeah, and that comes out in April. I don't know. You might enjoy the flight time around that time. So, or well, actually, wait, no, it comes out in May, I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'll be in
either way, you know
Florida in
what else?
October. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what else comes out in May?
What?
Supposedly, maybe.
Maybe.
Thunderbolts. Asterisk.
That's another one that I'm just
Oh,
like,
dude, I think it's gonna be fucking great. Really?
I I
You're
so I've taken a new approach to Marvel movies in 2025. I'm going to tell you. Now, I've broken this rule with Captain America already a little bit, but I haven't fully watched any trailers, even the Captain America one, right? But I've seen some of the clippies and like the like on social media stuff for it, but I'm just like flipping it quick. I refuse to watch the entirety of a trailer. And that's why I'm still kind of meh on Thunderbolts because I have not watched a trailer.
okay.
And I'm not going to watch a trailer all the way up until May when this comes out because I want to go and enjoy it. I don't want to go and it be like Deadpool Wolverine where I'm like, this is going to be what? This is not what I expected. Like it wasn't bad, but it could have been so much better if I just lowered my expectations to the absolute ground. So that's what I feel like I have to do with this. That's
Thunderbolt's
where
trailer is
Marvel has me.
awesome. Captain America's trailer is deceptively awesome. If they're doing reshoots again and based off of that trailer, like whoever's making these trailers, fantastic job because you're doing exactly what you should be doing. It's a sizzle reel. It's exactly what it is.
I've
But
given up.
we'll see. We shall see.
I'm out.
Once we hit around the midpoint of the year, I mean, I don't see anything besides Ballerina, which is gone through like a few different reshoots as well. But Chad Stahelski stepped in to try and salvage and kind of protect the property. So if he stepped in, I think that things could work out a little bit better. Keanu Reeves is in the movie, so you get to see him. Lance Reddick, RIP, also in the movie. Same thing with Ian McShane as Winston. And then, of course, I just have a crush on Ana de Armas. I think she's just super charming and she has fun with the roles that she's in, especially action roles. So I'm kind of excited about that. But that's kind of it. I don't really give a shit about anything else from Disney or even like the Marvel show Ironheart. I don't care.
Oh,
I don't
come on.
no
You
one
don't want to
asked
see
for
this train
Ironheart.
wreck? Come
Hmm?
on. I want to see it because I think it's going to be so bad. Like, let's go.
What,
Maybe we'll go
Ironheart?
back. Ironheart. Maybe we'll go back to Namor. Maybe we'll go back to Wakanda with Ironheart. Who knows?
One can only hope that it just turns into the Namor show because I don't no one cares about well, I shouldn't say that. Okay. There's plenty of people. It's a cool character. Um, based off of what I hear and kind of like some of the things that I've read about her. But in the MCU, I don't care. She had a cool little spot in Wakanda Forever, but I don't know, man. Just
Mm,
and
I don't.
I'm the Marvel fan. I
You
am the
are.
Marvel fan, and I am just like meh.
You are. When we get to July, it makes me want to renew my AMC C3 movies a week kind of subscription. At that point, like supposedly we're getting some hot shit. I don't know how good it'll be, but Superman Legacy, really
Yeah,
kick-starting and rebooting, could be okay. We're getting Fantastic Four, which, I mean, flame on for me. I always loved it. And Pedro Pascal, like, come on, let's go. And then the one that I'm super stoked about, and we'll go back and talk about Fantastic Four because I know you have thoughts. The Jurassic World movie that's on tap, supposedly. I liked the last one a lot
I
because
liked
they
it.
got all the peoples back in it. So I'm interested to see what they do with like a new setting of character because they're changing it up, right?
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson's the lead. I just once again, I love Scarlett Johansson, but I just don't know if my love for her and meh for Jurassic Park anything is gonna mix well. I don't know. We'll see. I could be surprised because I was surprisingly entertained by the last one, but I don't know of any other people that are in this movie. Now, granted, I haven't done any research on it either, but hey, we still have like another half a year before it comes out. So
Yeah,
cool
you're
your
not
jets,
wrong.
internet. We'll
You're
figure it
not
out.
wrong. But this Fantastic Four movie, though, like
Yeah,
they fucked up basically all of these other than the first one. And some may say that the first one with with the admirable and amazing Chris Evans like wasn't that great anyway. But I mean Alba and Evans, let's go. They haven't done a good job since then. Are you concerned that this is going to be another pooper?
I'm not concerned. I am just more curious as to how they're going to fit in. That's all. And how
I
they're going to
like
weave
the
in
idea.
RDJ and stuff.
I like the idea that it's in the 60s, like that it's old. The only frustrating part for me is what Marvel world is it in? Because nobody ever references the Fantastic Four in any of the MCU movies.
Yeah, I think it's an
Which Earth is this?
outside timeline or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, that's the stuff that kills me with this. Like, stop it. Just stop.
But it could be really cool how they weave it all in or how they blow it all up. So that
I
I've
mean,
got my
that's what we.
theories of how it's all gonna kind of come together, but we'll save that for another day.
Mm. Um,
Other than that, like I mean, you do have some other strong DC properties with Batman that
I mean,
will be coming out. It's part two.
Speaking of come
Hopefully, it'll.
together, I want to see how they come together with the first Batman and Penguin. Like bring it in. Let's see how now that they've got a big formidable villain and a Batman together. Like I want to see how they do this.
I wonder if he's actually going to be in it though.
You don't think he'll
I
be in it?
I don't know. I mean, when you have an maybe he'll be like a side villain or something like that, and he's the one who hires Hush or whatever or something like that. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, there's so many different thoughts and opinions on DC properties. The Batman, the first Robert Pattinson one, I thought was good, but I mean, I didn't think it was better than the Nolan Batman movies.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you there. Um,
Yeah.
but let's be honest, you're stoked for another Avatar movie in October.
I have not been excited about any of the Avatar movies. So James Cameron, I can't discount him by any means. Like he makes good movies and they're fantastic in terms of the cinematography and they're just super long. And I wasn't interested in a lot of the characters in the last Avatar. So I don't know if I get a fire beast with wings and shit. I okay, I guess, but who knows? We'll see what happens. What about you?
Um,
Are you do you care about Avatar at all?
I didn't see the first Avatar probably for a year after it was released.
Oh,
And I haven't seen the second Avatar at all. So I think this is supposed to be Avatar 3 that comes out next year. And then Avatar 4 in 2029. So I don't know how I don't maybe I'll see Avatar 2 next year or this year. Maybe I'll see it. Maybe I'll 2025, the year of Avatar 2 for Mark. But yeah. Um I liked the first one. I was surprised I liked the first one because I thought it would more just be a visual effects spectacle. Like I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't see potential for a sequel, let alone four. But
hmm.
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But quietly, October will lead us to November, which is gonna lead to like a fair amount of other stuff coming out, more Marvel
And
things as the year ends.
yeah, and honestly, like some of these dates are probably incorrect anyways. I think Avatar is supposed to be coming out in December. I don't know, uh, like for the rest of the last quarter of the year,
Yeah,
there's
we don't
nothing
know.
I'm really looking forward to.
I will say that there's something that I'm sure you're excited about. They're coming out with an animated Twilight prequel called Midnight Sun.
Are they
I thought
really?
you'd be right on Netflix for that, like right away. First day. Dan's in line. Because it's Twilight and animated, like your favorite shit.
Is that actually happening?
Yeah, it's supposedly coming out this year, late in the year.
Good God.
Yeah, buddy.
Ugh,
Yeah.
okay.
There's also supposed to be a Star Wars movie on the docket. Nobody's said anything like it. Star Wars right now from well, isn't it the Grogu and the Mandalorian supposed to come out, or is that
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what's
I'm
going
the
on with
one
their
thing I will
properties.
the one thing I will say is the fact that we have multiple Marvel movies announced, multiple there's a Batman, there's an Avatar, and there's no confirmed date for a Star Wars movie. Just what the fuck, Disney? First, you mess with the Muppets 3D, and you still can't make a goddamn Star Wars movie. What the hell?
Speaking of Muppets, so on the Disney front,
Wow.
they are tearing down the Disney, or I'm sorry, the Muppets
Oh, this is
3D
old news.
show,
This
and
is old
then
news. We just haven't talked about it on the podcast.
but but are you a fan that they're now going to be featured in Rock and Roller Coaster?
I don't know how they're going to be featured. Um, and I'm old, so roller coasters beat my ass. But I mean, I'll do it. It's long overdue. I'm really hoping that, um, speaking of movies and Disney, and nostalgic properties, I'm really hoping that they repurpose like one of those cinemas in the area of the Aerosmith thing, like some of that facade, And like maybe they can put in a 3D theater that like rotates some things because there's so many good 3D movies from Disney that you can't see anymore, like Honey, I Shrunk the Audience or Captain EO. Um, you know, I like bring it back, bro. Bring it fucking back. But they're saying that they're digitizing Muppets 3D. I don't know where they're gonna put it. Um, but I am sad. Like, where else could you see a full live action Sweetums? Like, nowhere. Fucking nowhere.
Maybe in 2026. I don't know.
Mm, maybe, maybe.
But that's what we have in store for not just us or potential episodes, but for you, the viewers and listeners as well. But I think that pretty much wraps it up. But I'm excited to see what 2025 has to offer. I think that there will be some surprises. I think there will be some heartache. I think there will be some just leaving a theater and just feeling numb and kind of waiting and just waiting to text each other and say like, "Hey, when do you want to record this?" I think that's what we're in for next year. Just a lot of surprises. A lot of
The one thing I
surprises.
will say is I'm stoked that we'll probably go to the theater at least 10 times, which is not something I did in 2024.
Yeah. Finally get a use out of my Cinemark membership and everything. So
They haven't
we'll see.
sponsored you yet?
No, no, but they
Did
did
not
bring
know
back
that.
free refills. So
Oh, they heard you.
congratulations, Cinemark. You wouldn't be back as a fan. So, but until next time, I'm Dan, the part-time Avenger. That's Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Don't forget to subscribe if you're excited about anything that we talked about, because you know we're going to be hitting it back. Like, subscribe, let us know what you think. Hit us up on all the socials. I Can Do This All Day podcast at basically everything. Hit us up, let us know, and keep on keeping on listening. You keep listening, we'll keep making it. I mean, maybe if you don't listen, we'll
Absolutely.
still keep making it.
Yeah, probably. We'll see you next time, everyone.